Welcome, diecast fans. I'm Tom Spanners-Watson.
And I'm Frankie Yuri Gibbs.
And welcome to the second semi-final for the Paw Justice Mustang Memorial.
The drivers have been putting on a great show so far. Lots of entertainment for the crowd, but Marco Polo's still holding on to the overall lead for the Speed Demon Award at 13.070.
And in fact, he still holds the overall track record so far, which is pretty impressive.
And then here are three of the four best in show competitors. Rubbertoe the only one missing, and that's because he's actually racing today.
And the two winners today will be moving on with Mr. Dark and Jeff Speed. So first up, we've got Marco Polo, the current best track time holder.
I wonder if he'll actually be able to crack the 13-second time.
Then it's Scooter Roundwell from Spirit of 64 Racing,
also with a good time of 14.085.
And then JB will be looking for redemption after losing his place on the Outlaws list. And then rounding out group number one is Rubbertoe from Monster Motorsport.
So far the car still looks in pretty good nick, but it doesn't matter because the voting's already finished.
That's right, the official voting closed today, so we will be announcing the overall best in show winner in the grand final next week.
Plus we've got a couple of other big surprises for you that you're not going to want to miss.
Rubbertoe getting the lead over Marco Polo here. That's surprising. He goes hard into that second dogleg. Both him and Marco Polo spin around. Rubbertoe stays clear, and he is gonna... Oh no, he's stalled out. He's completely stalled out. Here comes Scooter Roundwell. It's Rubbertoe, and it's mayhem at the finish line.
Where's this? I have no idea who took that one out.
We're definitely going to need a replay on that one.
Well, as we go back to the second corner, you see Rubbertoe and Marco Polo here coming in reverse. Scooter Roundwell pushes up beside Marco Polo and gets in front of him. Rubbertoe takes off as the other three drivers bunch up, but then Rubbertoe stalls out after pinballing off the track. And then as they come down, JB slips right through to take the win just off Rubbertoe.
That's a great effort from JB. He was in the back row in the outside lane, and he sneaks through to take the win just ahead of Rubbertoe.
And remember, only one driver goes through tonight, so you're going to need every point you can lay your hands on.
The drivers are rotated around. We got Rubbertoe and JB in the front row this time, Marco Polo and Scooter Roundwell in the back as we get underway for race number 2.
After JB won from the back row, I'd expect him to win this one.
Well, he's just muscled Rubbertoe out of the way as he gets a big lead over the rest of the field. He is running super clean here, looking good all the way down to the finish line, and he posts a sub 14-second time.
And there we see Rubbertoe stopping the rest of the field. That's very unfortunate for those three. You'll see in the replay here, JB just nudges Rubbertoe out of the way. That sent him sideways into the wall. Scooter Roundwell tried to get around him, but Rubbertoe backed up in front of him and Marco Polo and stalled them all out.
That gives JB a massive lead over the rest of the field. It's not done and dusted yet, but with his current pace and that lead, he is going to be tough to beat from here.
And he also stays in the front row and moves to the inside lane this time. Rubbertoe will be pushing hard from behind, and we might even see Rubbertoe try and give JB a nudge as payback for their last race.
And then we've got Marco Polo in the back row in behind Scooter Roundwell. Scooter getting out to an early lead here. JB tucking right in on his bumper. Those two are looking really good. It looks like the other two may have dropped back. Scooter Roundwell holds on for the win. JB picks up second place, and that's all we've got.
Marco Polo stalled out there, and you see the tow truck in behind picking up Rubbertoe.
How did Rubbertoe end up on his roof?
Well, let's have a look. I mean, the front two drivers were doing a great job here. Marco Polo looked like he tagged the back of Rubbertoe's car, but he's still up there. Oh, was going through that second dogleg, just got up on his side, and then look at this, Marco Polo comes through and punts him down the track.
Oh, that beautiful paint job on Rubbertoe's car.
Well, I don't think she'll be so pretty now after being dragged down the track on a roof like that.
And Marco Polo, unfortunately, not able to keep going.
I'm well surprised, mate. I was expecting Marco Polo to just run away with this, but maybe used all his juice in the first round.
So nice drive in that last race from Scooter Roundwell, picks up 6 points, but that is not enough to catch up to JB. Even if JB doesn't finish here and Scooter Roundwell wins this next race, he will not pick up enough points to force a race off, unfortunately.
Unfortunate for the other three, but not for JB.
It looks like JB just hanging back a bit there. Oh, Rubbertoe sends him into the wall. Rubbertoe also sending Scooter Roundwell into the wall by the look of it. He and Marco Polo get free. They're running down. Rubbertoe spins out. Marco Polo slips by, and he's going to back across the line. Rubbertoe also backing across the line. It looks like they've taken out the fed-up truck again.
I bet that's not the finish Scooter was hoping for, but JB pulled over to the Bogan crowd to sign some autographs, seeing he'd already won this round.
And here you see Scooter Roundwell trying to fight off the challenge, but Rubbertoe pushing him high into the wall, and then he ends up on his roof as Rubbertoe and Marco Polo storm away to the finish line.
And Marco Polo perfectly picks out the fed-up truck there, knocks him high up onto the sidewall, and Rubbertoe comes down and gives him another bash.
I'm actually really surprised that truck's still going. It's taken a heck of a beating so far, and we're only 6 weeks into the new track.
I do like how the truck tries to drive off though, that was hilarious.
But congratulations JB, you are moving on to the finals.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame everybody decided to play so rough today. I would have liked to have seen some bigger scores.
Now of course, we're here to support Paw Justice. So Paw Justice do an amazing effort in New Zealand, from providing literally tons of food to different rescue shelters and organisations.
They help get the word out about missing pets or pets that are looking for forever homes, whether they've been lost, abused, abandoned, or rescued from puppy mills.
They also do a lot to try and educate the public about taking better care of your animals, whether that's not walking them in the midday sun, not leaving them locked inside the car because that's convenient for you,
Or leaving them chained up because you can't afford a fence.
Now, just by watching this video, you're already helping us, but if you'd like to help more directly, please go to pawjustice.co.nz/donate.
Even if it's only a small donation, every little bit helps the animals.
It's time for the final round of the semi-finals. One of these drivers will be moving through. First up, we've got Daddy G from G4 Diecast. Next up, we've got Morel Dan,
The only driver to win all 4 races in his heat.
then it's crowd favourite Lily the dog,
Also the second fastest driver in the track.
and finally, it's Marcus Firegon.
The only driver not to initially post a time. He came back in fine form last week to win his round.
I don't know if that was a tactic or if Marcus needed to do some tweaking to the car, but whatever it was, he's definitely turned it around. His initial runs, he couldn't even make it down the track once, and now he's winning races.
And in this round, we've got the driver who won all 4 races in his first heat, and Lily the dog, who's the second fastest, so it should be a lot of fun.
Marcus Firegon out in front, Daddy G trying to catch up to him, but he's not able to do it. Marcus Firegon takes the win in a sub 14 second time. Daddy G second, and there goes Morel down, and apparently we've lost Lily the dog.
Apparently there was a squirrel loose on the track and she got all distracted. But all the drivers went through Bogan Alley nice and clean here. The back 3 tucked hard up against each other while Marcus Firegon was out in front. Then as we go to the second 180, watch the back cars here. So Morel Dan gets a bit of a drift on Lily the dog, pushes him sideways, but then she gets clipped, goes sideways and stops as she sees the squirrel, and Morel Dan manages to get himself running, and he goes down to pick up 2 vital points.
A disappointing start for Lily the dog, but Marcus Firegon jumping out to an early lead, 6 points with a good time of 13.808.
Do you think Marcus installed NOS on his car? Because that thing's gone from being a deadbeat to a killer.
Well, when I spoke to Marcus, he said he just started hitting it with a bigger hammer, so obviously that worked.
Of course, if he'd painted flames on it, it would have gone even quicker.
Marcus and Lily the dog lead the pack out. Marcus with a slight lead. Lily tucks right in on his bumper again. Marcus spins around. Lily tries to get up the inside. She can't do it. She comes down again. Marcus bouncing all over the track. Lily can't quite get around, and Marcus takes his second win in a row, and we've lost Morel Dan and Daddy G.
It was a great battle up front. Marcus just managed to get ahead of Lily the dog. She did a great job to keep herself under control, but unfortunately Morel Dan and Daddy G there just tangling up and ending up sideways. But a great challenge all the way to the end from Lily the dog. Unfortunately, she couldn't quite pull it off, but she's still got a chance to move through to the next round, depending on how the next 2 races go.
Marcus Firegon making the most of his front row starts, dominating both races, taking maximum points, but he's in the back row now, in behind Lily, and we've got Morel Dan and Daddy G in the outside lane.
We know that Morel Dan's no slouch. He did win all 4 races from all 4 spots in his first heat.
But Lily's going to lead the pack out this time. Marcus Firegon pushes right past Morel Dan. Daddy G trying to slip up the inside of Marcus Firegon, pushes him sideways. Lily gets out in front again. Marcus Firegon chasing her down, but Lily's going to hold on for the win this time, and Daddy G goes through for third.
A superb bit of driving here from Marcus Firegon. Kept it clean with Morel Dan spinning around in front of him. Daddy G tucked in on his bumper, but as they went into that second 180, all 3 drivers got a bit snarled up, but luckily they managed to keep it clean, get themselves going and post some points, and Lily picking up maximum points there, gets her a lot closer to Marcus Firegon and could potentially force a race off.
So Lily needs to win this race. Marcus Firegon needs to not finish, and then we'll go to a sudden death. But both drivers starting in the back row, this is going to be a tough ask.
Well, Lily's the goodest girl, so I'm sure she can make it through.
She certainly pulled off some crazy moves before on the track. As we get underway for the final race, here we go. Morel down, leading them out. He goes crazy. Daddy G slips by. Daddy G goes down. Marcus Firegon gets around. Lily the dog chasing Marcus down. Marcus gets a bit of a drift. He slows down. Here comes Lily the dog, but she doesn't quite get past him.
And Daddy G getting a tow there with Morel Dan parked up in behind him. As they went into Bogan Alley, Morel Dan went way too high, then cut to the inside of the track, but the other 3 stayed on the perfect line, and then Daddy G was under all sorts of pressure here from Marcus Firegon. Unfortunately, that flipped him over. Marcus got out in the lead, but Lily was super quick, chased him down, and then you see Morel Dan there come down, smash into Daddy G and push him into the corner and couldn't get past. But a valiant effort there from Lily the dog, but she just couldn't quite get past Marcus Firegon. So congratulations, Marcus, you'll be moving on to the final round with a chance to win all of the cars.
It was a good battle, but there can be only one, and we've got JB, Marcus Firegon, Jeff Speed, and Mr. Dark are the final 4 competitors who will be competing in the epic final next week.
And on top of the overall winner award, who wins all of the cars plus the custom t-shirt, there's also the Best in Show award. Now that will be one of these 4 drivers, and of course, at this stage, Marco Polo is the overall speed demon.
That's right, he's not only set the fastest time in the tournament, but he does hold the current track record, and only one of the 4 drivers left competing has a chance to beat him out.
And besides all of that awesomeness, Stuntman Sam and his brother Max Havoc have decided to put on a big rig race just for your entertainment in the final next week.
Alright, that's enough from us today. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Tom Spanners Watson, he's Frank the Guru Gibbs. We look forward to seeing you next week.